Hey tennis fans, welcome to another Tennis Express racket review. Today we're taking a look at the Wilson Pro Staff 97 LS. Wilson, with the help of Roger Federer, has once again redefined how the Pro Staff family looks, feels, and plays. Looking at the whole family of rackets, you'll notice that they sport separate cosmetics. This was a concept that Fed introduced into the Pro Staff family of rackets. Currently, the RF97 and the 97 LS share cosmetics. This is because on tour, Roger wanted to stand out from the rest of the pros that use the Pro Staff family, since he's the only one using the RF97 on tour. The reason the RF97 is the same cosmetically is because he knows that the younger generation still wants to emulate him, so they chose to pair the two together. Technologically, this racket has two changes to it. The removal of the Kevlar and the graphite braid, which brings some of the comfort back to the racket, and its new engineered paint job, which seems to help dampen sound vibrations throughout the frame. Last but not least are two cool little features on this racket. Wilson has spared no expense with this racket, and they want you to know it. Pro Staff on the side of the throat is laser engraved onto every racket. And just to let you know who helped with this racket, Roger has a picture of him on the inner throat. This racket, you can definitely get some really good spin out of it. I wouldn't make this my own personal racket because it's too light for me, but it is definitely a great racket for, intermediate and advanced level players alike. If you're really into customizing rackets, obviously lighter rackets are good because it allows you to really customize a racket and put lead tape, pretty much everywhere to perfectly customize the way that your racket feels for you. This would be a great racket. Obviously, they dropped the 97 ULS, the ultralight spin, in favor of just keeping the LS. So if a junior wants to transition up into the Pro Staff family, this would be a great racket for 14 and under year old kids looking for their first adult racket or maybe second adult racket when they're starting to get a little bit more competitive. All right, next up we got Anna. What did you think of this racket?
I really like this racket. I thought that it had a good weight on it. It was quite light. I really like the color. I think it's a nice color. I'm personally not a player that cares too much for heavy rackets or even really heavy rackets, but this one it felt good because it was lighter, but I'd add maybe a little more weight to the racket. It feels good. It's light on the arms. It doesn't stress anything. Beginner, intermediates, advanced tennis players, anyone who thinks it looks cool like I do. It was definitely lighter than the other Pro Staff rackets. I didn't feel like I hit the ball centered as much as I did with the others, or as much as I normally do. It definitely took a little more focus for me to feel good with my shots, with my forehands, with my backhands than with the other ones that didn't come as easily as it did with the other rackets. But I still enjoyed hitting with it.
All right, next up we've got Erik. What did you think of this one?
I was a big fan. This is actually my favorite Pro Staff out of the whole line. It was for the last generation and this one too. I use an over 12 ounce racket. It's a Prestige Microgel Mid, but I actually really like the lightweight, and the spin pattern kind of softens the frame up a bit. And for some reason, these LSs have clicked with me in both generations, and I can't believe it, but again, this is my favorite of this current generation. Cons of that racket, probably going to be a little on the light side. Like I said, I'd add a little bit of weight just to make it a little bit more stable, but overall I think it performed very well for the weight. Also, I'd probably put it towards even a 3-0 player up to a 4-0 player would easily be able to handle this, definitely giving that kind of lower to mid-level player a glimpse into the Pro Staff line. This is definitely one of the more accessible Pro Staffs in the line. Overall, very impressed. Again, this is my favorite one.
Thanks for tuning in to our Tennis Express racket review, and be sure to check out our other videos on our YouTube channel to stay up to date on all the latest news here at Tennis Express.